Hello, good morning, and welcome to this exciting day of business. It's Business 360, and my name is Blyden Okem. In Business 360 today, we'll look at the key features in the world of business, beginning with the state of things regarding the Swiss banks. And we begin from there. Switzerland's secret bank accounts and political neutrality turned the small Alpine nation into a financial giant. Now the demise. According to a Bloomberg report, the history of Swiss banking and how the ramifications of the Credit Suisse crisis extend far beyond the country's border. Let's find out more from this report.
What Swiss banks ended up kind of selling to investors, to their private clients, was this old idea of quality and safety and security that they'd also always kind of traded off of. And when things started to go wrong, when banks started to lose more money on behalf of their clients, that really undermines that sort of reputation for safety and soundness.
Credit Suisse will no longer center as a whole.
While UBS might be a more trusted brand, a part of the rescue has some questioning whether Switzerland itself is a safe place to invest.
This is Switzerland bailing in the bondholders.
Typically, bondholders take precedence over shareholders. That means the people who loaned the company cash get their money back before the people that own the business. What happened with Credit Suisse was that people who owned the company's shares received a total of about $3 billion to the tune of $17 billion.
They were asking, look, we are losing all our money now. Why would we give you money in the future? And that was another big problem of this merger, because it will make financing for Swiss banks when they want to lend.
There's another reason why the new UBS...
The banking sector had shown some decline in recent times, and there are big concerns why the world should care about Credit Suisse downfall. Let's move to Africa. The dollar is killing us, Zambians lament as its government attempts to restructure its debt. The commercial market in Zambia's capital, Lusaka, appears to be thriving, but vendors say business is suffering as weak local currencies drives up prices, compounding, which is driving up prices and reducing sales. The Zambian currency has fluctuated since President Hakainde Hichilema took office, and debt restructuring is continuing of Zambia's domestic government debt. That's the outlook from Zambia. To another African country, Kenya. It's offering Chinese investors a value proposition that Kenya is the premier investment destination for foreign investors in Africa. The initiative is part of Kenya's plan to transform itself into a newly industrialized middle-income country by 2030 and establish 10 special economic zones across the country. In Nigeria, Dangote Sugar Refinery PLC, DSR, will pay 18.22 billion naira as dividends to shareholders for the year ended December 31st, 2022, to 1 naira 50 kobo per share held by shareholders. The chairman of the company, Aliko Dangote, said the shareholders were very happy with the running of that company. The company recorded a turnover of 403 billion naira, a 46% increase over 276 billion naira recorded during the same period in the year before, and posted a profit before tax of 82 billion naira. The total currency in circulation, CIC, in Nigeria has increased to 1.6 trillion naira in March 2023, according to the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. The amount represents 701.4 billion naira increase in 1 month when compared to 982.09 billion naira at the end of February. CBN stated this in its money to reverse the CBN redesign policy and extend the use of old notes to December 31st, 2023. So CBN introduced the new Naira notes. CIC dipped from 3.29 trillion naira at the end of October 2022. So within Nigeria, the board of directors of Total Energies Marketing Nigeria PLC has approved Chairman Mr. Jean Phillips Torres. He said that Popola Mordi's appointment as Executive Director of Human Resources and Corporate Services was effective from April 1st. Her career spans legal practice. That's the outlook within there. It would be a good time to move to global economy and look at the statistics around the world and global impact, beginning with economic calendar. Expected data releases for today, Wednesday, April 19th, 2023. The calendar. The economic calendar has shown different stats. 5:30 a.m. Industrial production year-on-year final for February in Japan came out at negative 0.5%. Previously, it stood at 3.1%, 10.1%. Previously, it was at 10.4%. The consensus outlook was 9.8%, but the focus stood at 10.2%, doing slightly this and the economic standings around the world. Top diplomats from Group of 7 wealthy Democrats vowed a unified front against Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine, saying at the close of their meeting on Tuesday that they were committed words meant to curb what the ministers see as increasing Chinese and non-Korean aggressiveness in Northern Asia. Economy now to Africa. South Sudan inflation rate slows sharply. The annual inflation rate in South Sudan dropped to 1.3% in March 2023 from 13.4% the previous month beverages. At the same time, there were smaller increases in the prices of furnishing and household equipment, restaurants and hotels, transport and health. Miscellaneous goods and services inflated 2.5% in March. It would make up sense to look at the charts indicating South Sudan's inflation rates. Looking at the chart, inflation rates in South Sudan has had mixed fortune. Previously, it lingered at a lower level but has improved slightly, moving upward to 14.4% and 13.4% as of 2023 before dropping to 1.3% this year. Let's look at other outlines within the economy. The central banks bought more gold last year than any year in the past 55 years since 1967. Of gold in 2022 were China and Middle East oil producers. These countries will be at the center of the changes to the international monetary system. China's extensive gold buying spree has been due. They seek to shift the balance of power in oil markets away from the US and increase the use of yuan in global trade. Time to look at the metal markets. Analyzing the global market. Gold price has seen a swift decline from the 2000 mark, dropping by 18.58 points. Current price for gold is $1,986 per ounce, dropping a negative 0.93 percentage points. For silver, it's $24 per ounce, dropping slightly by 0.412 points, a negative 1.64 percentage points. Copper is slightly downward, steel slightly downward, iron ore upward by 3 points. Lithium have snapped up the vast majority of Russian oil so far in April at prices above Western price cap of $60 per barrel, according to reports. That means the Kremlin is enjoying stronger revenues despite the West's attempt to curb funds for Russia's military operations in Ukraine. A G7 source has reported that a Western price cap would remain unchanged for now. Cap say it reduces revenues for Russia while allowing oil to flow, but its opponents say it is too soft to force Russia to backtrack on its activities in Ukraine. It would be a good time to look at the energy market then to see the prices of crude oil. WTI points. Current price $79 per barrel. For Brent, its price, which is Nigeria's price benchmark, is at $83 per barrel, downward by 1.3 points. Market is moving swiftly, 1.3 points. this morning. Let's also have a look at the agricultural market this morning. What the prices of wheat are and soybeans. For soybeans, the agricultural market looks slightly downward in the morning market, but not quite volatile anyway. Soybeans price is $1,591 US per bushel. Lumber is downward, a negative 5.61% decline. For palm oil, dropping 22 points this morning, 3,766 Malaysian ringgit. Commentary from Dan Deming. Pound futures reversed today amid decline from yesterday's market after UK jobs data beats expectation. Dan Deming has more to offer. Let's hear from Dan.
They closed 2 days ago, right around the 1.24 session. Even though the jobless rate ticked up by 0.1%, which was a bit of a surprise, the wage numbers and the wage component within the data release was much stronger than what was anticipated. Remains more engaged, at least that's what the market's anticipating, and I think that's why we're seeing the British pound futures holding a gain today, as this type of wage inflation would keep the Bank of England more engaged. At least that
was a perspective from Dan Deming. Let's move to the market and see what the indices are in the morning market. The pairs are doing the bit there, mostly for the euro against the US dollar, dropping from the 1.1 US dollar mark. A slight decline this morning of 0.0012 points. For the pound against the US dollar, current price, it's $1.24 to 1 pound, upward by 0.003 points, a 0.25% appreciation. Let's look at Naira's performance. 459.9 Naira equaling 1 US dollar. For the euro against the Naira, it's 504 Naira to 1 euro, gaining slightly by 2.09 points, equaling 1 pound, upward by 3.45 points, a 0.61% appreciation in favor of the pound. Let's go to the parallel market then to see the reactions. Dollar to Naira, current price is 739 Naira, equaling $1 at the buying rate, and selling rate 735 Naira equaling $1 on the average. For the pounds to Naira, it's 923 and 2 Naira equaling 1 euro at the buying rate, and 789 Naira to 1 euro at the selling rate on the average. Digital trading cards with tens of thousands of new collectibles now available for mints. But prices for the controversial politician's original NFT sets have quick 11,000 NFTs minted on Polygon, an Ethereum sidechain network, with 1,000 of the NFTs held back by the developer. Each sells for. Let's move to the cryptocurrency market while talking about the NFTs to see what the prices are for Bitcoin and the rest in the market. This morning, Bitcoin has shown some decline, heavy decline, after rising to $31,000. It's dropped by 1,100 and market is moving fast. 1,100. Binance dropping a negative 4.67%. Cardano also dropping this morning by 7%, and it speaks volume about the decline in the crypto market. It seemed to be a holistic bloodshed this morning. We get to find out what gets to happen in the market in the afternoon period when the New York market, Asian equities did this morning. Asian equity market mostly fell on Wednesday, facing pressure from concerns that the Fed could bring interest rates higher than previously anticipated. One more quarter point increase before pausing. Let's talk about the stocks themselves. The Nikkei 225, Hang and Shanghai this morning, and afterwards we'll look at the African stock this morning. The Asian stock market this morning, beginning with JP 225, had shown some slowdown in the morning market, dropping by 52 points. The Japanese index current all-shade level is 2083 index level, a negative 0.68, but most of the Asian markets are downward this morning. Sensex also dropping 207 points this morning, a negative 0.35% decline, 59,521 all-share level. This morning for Nigeria's stock market, 23 points, basis points upward movement, a 0.05% of SA40 South African stock, SA All, another South African stock, dropping 916. The South African stocks are struggling this morning, but Egyptian KT morning. A quick look at the Nigerian stock market report based on a closure of market yesterday, which would give a pointer to what could happen today. Naira growth raised the bourse market capital from 27.84 trillion naira to 21,138.92 points, up from 51,120.94 points achieved previously. The top gainer. Transcorp led the gainer. Vitafoam topped the losers table after shedding 1 naira 60 kobo to drop from 18 naira 50 kobo to 16 naira 90 kobo per share, and the top volume 9 billion naira. This is where we draw the curtain in today's edition of Business 360. My name is Vlad Kim. Thank you.